care.
Oh my God, Marcus.
About to shoot 30. Yeah. Right now.
You got me feeling for you right now. Roll the gas, we can blow it, baby, right now. Drink a little, get you lit, see you hype now. Ain't talking later, shit, I really want you right now. Hit the bedroom, then we turn the lights down. Legs up, got them doing suicide now. Looking on you, got the sheets all wet now. Let's get it in, love, I'm talking about right now. Right now, it's me and you, chilling up by the pool, living our best lives, we blowing the best fruit. Sweet is the best fruit, for starters, you make a nigga blush. We on a journey, I promise you, we ain't gotta rush. Skin soft as the best silk, I gotta touch every part of your body before I tear it up. After we flood the sheets, we gotta paddle up. It be that arch in your back that have a nigga stuck. Back shots, I'm giving you on the regular. Non-stop flights, we doing all the etc. You get so fine, I figure I gotta marry you. Hair be the best, I'm probably gonna have the calendar. That's the paper while we rolling up. Get the bread right, shit, I'm trying to live it up. Let's over just so I can see your bright smile. Let's get it in, shit, I'm talking about right now. Yeah, you got me feeling for you right now. Roll the gas, we can blow it, baby, right now. Drink a little, get you lit, see you hype now. Ain't talking later, shit, I really want you right now. Hit the bedroom, then we turn the lights down. Legs up, got them doing suicide now. Looking on you, got the sheets all wet now. Let's get it in, love, I'm talking about right now.
Right now. What's your boy shit? Still actually leave your house, yo. Still looking for the score like a kill count. Full of different shit. Hope you all and it is, yo. Stick heavy twisted, all bent shit. Yeah, going hard, none of that timid shit. Oh, last time she said harder, I did it. Talking right down, lights down. Love see you squeeze the sheets, a little bite down. Ain't it nice how? When you lie down, put your legs up. Side down, put you on top, help you drive down. Love how you saddle it, watch you climb down. I'm in deep, watch you clutch sheets. Love when you exhale like a spreadsheet. That's gonna take some good news, probably write it down. She wants some nauseous right now.
You got me feeling for you right now. Blow the gas, we can blow it, baby, right now. Drink a little, get you lit, see you hype now. Ain't talking later, shit, I really want you right now. Hit the bedroom, then we turn the lights down. Legs up, got them doing suicides now. Looking on you, got the sheets all wet now. Let's get it in, love, I'm talking about right now.
PK, pick a pussy, probably wetter than Pacific. Twisted like a ghetto bird, trying to say Pacific. By excellence, Bruce, see how I kick it. If it has, raise some other seeds, best believe she with it. This is King Talk, tell them niggas catch up. How feel niggas just say, I don't rest up, lesser. Bae says she wants to keep them licking. Now we extra ingredients to licking. How the party scene go, headed home on the E-way, connect us to HS. Express how the scene play, getting top down on the E-way with the top down. King getting roll white, drove, now we hot now. Home plate mode, I ain't even hit the driveway. Word to Usher, King always did it my way. Said I owed a dick, so I got some debts to pay. She can role play right now, just press play.
You got me feeling for you right now. Roll the gas, we can blow it, baby, right now. Drink a little, get you lit, see you hype now. Ain't talking later, shit, I really want you right now. Hit the bedroom, then we turn the lights down. Legs up, got them doing suicide now. Looking on you, got the sheets all wet now. Let's get it in, love, I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds here from Midmobile. With prices just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our price.
Yeah. What up? What it do, y'all? What the business is, man? You dig? How you doing? How you feeling tonight, man? We here. Hey, Real Talk Podcast. We definitely in the building, you know. And it's ladies' night, and we here. It's ladies' night, and we here, man. You know what I'm talking about? And we definitely gonna get straight to it, right? Tap in and walk with us, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page and all that, man. You know what I mean? Tap in and walk with us. We here. You know, we here, man. What's going on with everybody, man? You already know, man. It's your guy, Virgil, a.k.a. Stats with the Facts, man. You already know we here Thursday evening. And we're going to have this discussion, man. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to get right to it. How y'all doing out there tonight, man? It's a beautiful thing. You know, we all woke up earlier today. We've been awake ever since. You understand what I'm saying, man? So we got to give all the honor and the glory to the Most High, man, for breathing the breath of life into us once again. It's a beautiful thing, man. How did y'all like last night's show? You heard me? How y'all like last night's show? If y'all love last night's show, if y'all like last night's show, y'all gonna really like tonight's show. You hear me? Because we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. Like for real. Like this is this. How y'all like last night's show, man? Huh? Last night's show was fire, right? For lots of reasons, man. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? If you call yourself a so-called content creator and you ain't talking, discussing at some point the situation that's going on with these illegal immigrants, man, flooding, inundating, invading our cities, invading our cities, then you can't even call yourself a content creator for real, man. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna get right back to it tomorrow for E&E Friday night. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have a special situation. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a special situation on Saturday evening. What you at work or something, oh? You heard me? What you at work or something, man? You know what I'm talking about? Tap in, walk with us, man. My brother, Mr. O, my Joe from Chicago. You know what I'm talking about? Now tonight, y'all, we're gonna have this discussion tonight, man, because you know, now if I was to sit up here and break this thing all the way down, I could connect this to the immigration issue though, but you know what I'm saying? We gonna stay covering that over here. Like I say, next week we gonna have some very interesting shows considering the immigration, illegal alien invasion that we are just now that we are really experiencing right now in a lot of our so-called sanctuary cities, right? Columbus, Ohio, where I'm from, is definitely a sanctuary city. So I'm not surprised that what happened is happening. And I'm also just sitting here in the cut, just peeping and waiting for when they're going to start sending them our way. Now, mind you, as I ride around my city of Columbus, Ohio, what I'm noticing is that there are lots and lots of new apartment complexes being built. Huge ones. And they all look the same. They all are 3, 4, 5, and 6 story buildings, right? I'm telling y'all what's going on. Like I told y'all last night, the mega structures are on the way, man. A lot of this new housing y'all see being built in y'all cities, man, is being built for all these illegals coming in. You know, we are being replaced. Make no mistake about it, man. We are definitely being replaced. You feel me? My Joe, Mr. O, said he gonna watch the playback, man. You hear me? My brother, Mr. O, must be at the good old work spot, man. He must be at the work site, job site. So if you call yourself a so-called content, excuse me, you call yourself a so-called content creator, and you ain't at some point speaking on this, especially as a so-called black person, right? You ain't got to. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We're not the content police over here, man. But we are the content exposers, right? So, you talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about, because I'm damn sure going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. But if you call yourself a content creator, which means at some point you consider yourself to be a journalist, and you are not speaking on this situation, not touching on it, shame on you. Shame, 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 right? So let's just get that out the way. Shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV1. You hear me? We going in, man. We is not letting the light dim on this situation. Like I say, next week, next Monday, next Wednesday, and the Saturday night, I'm going to put something together for y'all for Saturday, man. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, now that I think about it, we're going to have to fall back on Saturday because in my city, we're having the Northeast reunion. I am from the northeast side of my town in my city in Columbus, Ohio, so I definitely will be there. Not all evening, not all day, but we'll mess around and have something for tomorrow evening, or for Saturday evening. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna sit up there and put something together for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna hear about it. Y'all gonna hear about it. You know what I'm talking about? By the end of tomorrow. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? So we definitely having the E&E Friday night wrap up tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what that weather looking like, you know what I'm saying? We probably going to stop over there, E&E Studios at my brother King L's crib. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to have E&E Fridays up there. You already know how we do it, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things we might even touch on this evening. You feel me? But yeah, though, y'all, man, tonight's show is a very sensitive issue. You feel me? Very sensitive issue. You know, for many reasons. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? The rise is violence on the rise amongst women. You hear me? Now, I know a lot of y'all see this stuff too. We cannot hide it. We cannot deny it. Hold on real quick. Oh, y'all know I got it. No, I got cam up. Hold on, let me wipe the camera off real quick. Oh, you know, I have to wipe that camera off for y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying? I have to wipe that old camera off for y'all real quick. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. The rise is violence on the rise amongst women in America. Now, you know, I didn't say black women because come on, y'all. A lot of y'all gotta relax with that stuff, man. It ain't black women's fault for everything, man. You know, they ain't that fault for everything now. We talking about women in general. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Because this situation doesn't just affect or isn't portrayed by just black women. So y'all need to relax with all of that, putting everything on the black woman, man. The black woman ain't at fault for every goddamn thing, man. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all gotta relax with that stuff though. Tap in though, y'all, right? Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see your phone. Show it to me now. Just show it to me.
Who you texting?
I'm texting anyone.
I said, who are you texting?
I'm not texting anyone.
Who are you texting? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. I want to see it. Who texted? Don't be paranoid. Oh my God. You dare call me paranoid. Don't you dare call me paranoid. I can't believe it. Don't know what you doing. Thank you. Jesus, that's not cool, right?
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Hold on, y'all gotta see this. Let me run this. Let me run this back so y'all can see this.
Who you texting?
I'll text anyone.
I said, who are you texting? Who are you texting? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
It was my
I want to see you. Who
message.
texted you?
Don't be so
Don't be
paranoid.
paranoid. Oi!
Oh my God.
Don't you dare call me paranoid. Don't you dare call me paranoid.
I can't believe it.
Don't know what you doing.
You right. You're in Canada. Thank you. Jesus, that's not cool, right?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Show me that. Who is it?
No, it's just someone at work.
Just show me your phone. Who is it?
Fine, look.
I want to see your phone. Hang on.
Being
Show
so
me your phone.
paranoid.
Show me your phone.
Not
Paranoid, am I? I'm not being paranoid. I want to see your phone. Show it to me now. Just show it to me.
Y'all see that? Y'all see how when he was and that's what this is in UK. That was in the UK. That's just something to show y'all. That was in the UK. You know, it's cool when they do it. Messed up when I do it. Ain't that what your boy Finesse 2 times say? Right? Right? Look at that, man. That's crazy, right? Now we got this situation right here, man. I'm pretty sure y'all done sit up here and heard about this one, man.
New details tonight about the shooting that happened in Holmes County yesterday afternoon, killing 2 people. We're going to show you a Facebook Live video for one of the victims yesterday. You can see the 2 females arguing at a home on Emory Road just outside of Durant. Moments later, shots were fired between the 2, leaving both 33-year-old Clarissa Job and 24-year-old Thea Tamuna Day dead. Holmes County Sheriff Willie Marge says this is the 6th shooting that's happened this month in the county, and it could have been Florida.
This is the most shooting that we have had in Holmes County in 1 month. Usually you'll get 6 within a year. That's just tell you that everyone now is arming themselves. No one taking the time to talk through that problem. They're not even taking the time to even call law enforcement, which I think that's a mistake.
Coming up at 6, we'll have more on how crime is taking over Holmes County and what Sheriff March is asking residents to do.
Y'all heard about that? Huh? Y'all hear about that? Out there in Mississippi? Huh? How many of y'all know about that, man? Crazy, right? This is absolutely insane. This is crazy. Y'all heard about this, man? I'm talking about crazy. Right? How many of y'all done heard about this? This is what, Holmes County, Mississippi? All right?
Holmes County, just in.
Excuse me. This is crazy, y'all, man.
New details tonight about the shooting that happened in Holmes County yesterday afternoon, killing 2 people. We're going to show you a Facebook Live video for one of the victims yesterday. You can see that females arguing at a home on Emory Road just outside of Durant. Moments later, shots were fired between the two. Both 33-year-old Carissa Job and 24-year-old Tia Comuna Day dead. Holmes County Sheriff Willie Mard says this.
Hey. I'm gonna see if I can get the actual video for y'all, man. I've been looking for it all day.
But this is the most shooting that we are having.
You feel me? Them girls ain't playing no games, man. So I guess what happened was it was a beef that happened online, man. Y'all, I keep telling y'all, man, HR 1955, man. The Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorist Prevention Act. Right? They got into an argument on Facebook Live, man.
Around 2 p.m. on Tuesday, according to the sheriff, deputies got a call that someone was arguing on Facebook Live. One died at the scene. The other woman, while on the way to the hospital, passed away. They are identified as 24-year-old Tatiunia Day and 33-year-old Carissa Job.
If someone knew this was going to take place, they would have called.
My nigga Willie March, man. Tap in, walk with us, man. I'm telling y'all, man. These chicks is getting violent, man. You know what I mean? And this was, what, like a month ago? How many of y'all heard about this? You know, this ain't nothing new, man. Why are women becoming increasingly so violent?
So today,
tap in, walk with us, man.
Law enforcement leaders are bringing attention to a new domestic violence law. That new law went into effect October 1st, and it essentially speeds up the legal process to file a restraining order. Instead of sending the order by mail, as in the post office, text messages are now allowed to be sent to allow a victim to know exactly when the order is signed by the judge.
In Florida, there were 106,000 reported domestic violence offenses in 2020. And that was including more than 200 domestic violence murders.
Dang.
State Senator Janet Cruz there sponsored that bill and got it passed. And she says 3 out of every 4 who are killed by their abuser are murdered when they attempt to leave the abusive relationship.
Dang.
The hope is that by speeding up this process, it can save lives. And while the majority of domestic violence victims are women, tonight we're diving deeper into cases where men are the victims. It's rare, but it does happen, and sometimes with deadly outcomes. ABC Action News reporter Michael Paluska tonight looking at 2 high-profile cases with local connections.
The knife entered Christian's chest in a downward angle to the depth of 3 inches.
Dang.
Miami, a social media influencer arrested.
We are charging 26-year-old Courtney Taylor Plenty with
I remember this.
second-degree murder in Christian's death.
Miami-Dade County State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle telling the media at an August news conference all the signs were there. This fight in an elevator with Plenty and her boyfriend Christian Abuselli is key evidence, along with constant noise complaints about violence.
It was a homicide.
In St. Petersburg, August 19th, Larry Jarrell is found inside the apartment he shared with his partner, Rhiannon Spicer, an eerily similar case where police say Jarrell was stabbed to death. The complaint showing that Spicer had a, quote, Google search history of, do you spend life in prison if you killed someone in self-defense?
Dang.
Advocates often have a very tough time that sometimes in abusive relationships,
Sometimes it happens within a 24-hour period that we'll get both partners in the relationship that reach out to us for help.
Christine Meister is the outreach program manager at the Spring of Tampa Bay. She did not comment on these two specific cases, but spoke in general about what she's experienced when it comes to domestic violence involving men as victims. People look at men when they're the victims and they make the assumption that the man did something wrong. And there's a reason why they were the victim of domestic violence. Is that accurate?
So I think a lot of times when men are victims, they face additional biases, and a lot of that has to do with gender norms. Men have this expectation to be tough, to be more dominant in that relationship. And so when a man comes forward and says, no, this is what I'm experiencing in my relationship, I don't feel safe in this relationship, my partner is abusing me, or I have this coercive control, other people think, well, then you must not be a man.
Data reinforces that skepticism about men as victims. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, 72% of all murder-suicides involve an intimate partner. 94% of the victims of these murder-suicides are female. And 1 in 4 women, compared to 1 in 9 men, experience severe intimate partner physical violence.
Our advocates have that very tough time of, let's put gender aside and really take a look at what is happening in this relationship.
Documents show Spicer was arrested in November 2021 for domestic violence, again just weeks before Jarrell was found dead. No contact orders were also in place. In February, court records show that Jarrell was also arrested for domestic violence and pleaded no contest. The couple had 3 children together, and since Spicer's arrest, police still have more questions than answers, Spicer invoking her right to remain silent.
Every act of violence in a relationship is always an act of domestic violence. Those words, domestic violence, should have a decidedly ugly feel to them.
Back in Miami, authorities say they found no evidence to Clenny's claim that Ambuscelli was the aggressor.
There's no physical evidence that led us to believe that she was actually physically harmed in any way.
No matter what, everyone agrees someone should or could have done something to stop it.
Men are often, unfortunately, unwilling to come forward as victims of domestic violence, or of intimate violence, that is sometimes called. The sequence of domestic violence events can be broken.
How do we come together as a society to fix this issue of domestic violence that keeps recurring?
From one aspect, you can look at it that we need to teach what healthy relationships look like in the first place. It's about recognizing that domestic violence is everybody's problem.
This is what I was talking about earlier, man.
ABC Action News.
All right.
If you or someone you know is in a domestic violence situation,
let me find out you niggas out there in an abusive relationship getting y'all's ass whooped by these bras, man. Nah, but for real, that's not really funny for real though, man. Some of y'all guys out there actually are in abusive relationships. I know guys that's in abusive relationships, man. You feel me? And it's not so much that they soft, you know, because they be into it with their chick though, but a lot of y'all chicks is aggressive as hell out there, man. You know what I mean? But it's not about this ain't just about women committing violence against men. You feel me? As we seen with the situation that happened in Mississippi about a month ago. You know what I'm saying? This is about women committing violence against all types of themselves, the men and children, right? What about all these stories we've been hearing about all these chicks offing their kids? Right? You know? This is something that don't really get discussed all like that. They don't get no light shined on it. You know what I'm saying? Chicks have done some very, very violent things, man. You know what I'm saying? We got some chicks who have done some very, very diabolical things here, man. You know what I mean? Tap in and walk with us, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. And like I say, man, when when I have shows like this, y'all, man, you know what I'm saying? Because I was supposed to have a guest on tonight, but I didn't get in contact with her enough time to set things up for tonight. So we're gonna try to shoot for next Thursday. But you know what I mean? I wanted to talk about this because this is something that I've been noticing. You know what I'm saying? Amongst a lot of chicks, man. You know what I mean? And this has been like a thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is sad, man. God damn, did y'all hear about this, man? This was like not even 4 months ago, man.
Standing by her, but prosecutors say she knew exactly what she was doing. Amber Cogliano with the story that we should.
Y'all remember this?
Details that may be upsetting for some viewers.
How could this happen? A mom accused of strangling her 3 kids.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor. 32-year-old Lindsay Clancy spoke from her hospital bed at her bail hearing. Police say she tried to jump out a second-floor window after strangling her children in the basement of her home.
Nobody to talk for the house.
She is now paralyzed from the waist down. Clancy was a labor and delivery nurse. She even made videos for newborn mothers.
So there are a lot of benefits for both mother and baby.
Her lawyers say she was suffering from postpartum depression and postpartum psychosis. But prosecutors say she was clear thinking and planned the murders.
She used Apple Maps to make sure she would have enough time to strangle each child before her husband returned from where she had sent him. The defendant did not take advantage of the situation when her husband left the home that night. She created the situation.
The prosecutor said Clancy used an exercise band to strangle 5-year-old Cora, 3-year-old and 8-month-old Callan.
She had to strangle each of them to unconsciousness and then make sure the bands were squeezing their little necks for several minutes.
My Lord.
Clancy's defense attorney says she was seeking help that did not come in time.
She was having bad thoughts. She was having worsening depression. This is clearly a tragedy.
Clancy's husband, Patrick, says he forgives his wife. And so does this man. You might recall Russell Yates. He's the husband of the notorious Andrea Yates, who drowned their 5 children in a bathtub 22 years ago.
The next step of forgiveness, I'd say, is
I remember that.
It's a sickness. Like in this case, you can do all you can at home, but you really can't protect yourself from a psychotic person at home. And they get up in the middle of the night, light the house on fire.
George Parnham was Andrea Yates' attorney.
To come to a realization that you took the lives of the people that you gave life to, they have to live with this for the rest of their lives.
Dr. Catherine Berndorf treats women with postpartum depression.
Man, my Lord.
In her, quote, right mind when she made those decisions. She believed that by killing her kids, by killing herself, that she was probably helping them. She was not in a sane state of mind.
Dr. Berndorf says some patients will need to be medicated.
For postpartum psychosis, we often use at minimum 2 medications, a mood stabilizer and an antipsychotic. Those are 2 serious medications that work very well.
My Lord.
Defense attorney also says she was over-medicated.
My Lord, man. God damn, listen, story after story, man. Story after story, man.
And 2 others rushed to a hospital with stab wounds. Sources tell us the suspect is the children's mother and is in custody tonight. Police have been at a home in Italy since 4 this afternoon. That's located off I-35, about 40 miles south of Dallas. WFAA's
This happened in Italy, Texas.
Speaking to relatives and investigators tonight. Matt?
Yeah, Cynthia, I don't know how to say this here, but what happened here on this street in this tiny community behind me is simply unfathomable. A mother, police say, stabbing her own children, 3 of them, to death. Police still on scene here tonight telling us that all this happened around 4 p.m. this afternoon. And believe me when I tell you, something like this that happened on this tiny street, this tiny community, has sent a titanic shockwave through so many here in Texas. So far, what we know tonight It is unknown what sparked the killings, but WFAA sources telling us the mother stabbed her children when a CPS worker who suspected the mom was having unsupervised visitations arrived at a home on the street where the children lived to check on everyone unannounced. The children, we were told, were living with another relative at the time. The kids living here under the supervision of another relative, as we said, police telling us a CPS worker called 911 when she found all of them dead. 3 of the children, all young, 2 more taken to the hospital. Injuries unknown tonight. Police not saying much else. We don't know the name of the mother or what charges she's facing right now. Our cameras did capture a group praying outside the home moments ago. As we said, everyone here very upset, shocked. A relative who babysat the kids spoke with us tonight, saying she remembers holding the children like it was just yesterday.
And I just want everybody to know their mom is and I just want to say, they came there with me. And this is okay.
This story, I'm talking about story after story, y'all. Story after story. Huh? I mean, this is sad, man, you know? And I'm not doing this to you know, like pointing the finger or you know, try to be on no BS, man. But this is a situation, man. You know what I mean? This is something that's real, like, you know, it's getting exponentially and increasingly worse and worse and worse. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all remember this from Baltimore?
Police have arrested city police say they will charge the children's mother with their death. WJZ is live tonight at City Police Headquarters. Abigail Burnett explains this is not the first time that she has faced charges related to her children. Abigail.
Well, we took a look into the court documents, and there were 2 reckless endangerment charges from back in 2018. Earlier today, the police commissioner said that little girl was 6 years old, the little boy 8. They were found dead yesterday in Southwest Baltimore.
I'll be honest, I didn't sleep much last night.
Baltimore City Police have arrested a mother after her children were found dead Tuesday.
We can confirm now that the mother, 28-year-old Jamara Hall, is the suspect in this case, having confessed to murdering her children.
Police said someone called them to Coventry Manor Apartments in Southwest Baltimore Tuesday afternoon because something smelled bad. When officers got there, they found 6-year-old Deneria Thomas and her 8-year-old brother, Davin Thomas, and their bodies were decomposing.
My Lord.
Nothing happens in this neighborhood. This is quiet. Nothing happens at all.
Police Commissioner Michael Harrison said detectives were able to track down the mother and arrest her Wednesday morning.
Our detectives worked really, really hard to locate her. And once she was located, she was brought in for questioning.
In a separate incident back in 2018, police reported that the children were reported missing, but they were later found with their mother at a local hospital. The commissioner said investigators will be looking into the mother's background to see if she had any previous contacts with social services.
We will close any gap that enables tragedies like this to occur. And while we don't know the details of the case, we know that 2 children are gone.
The police commissioner said there were reports that the children were seen as recent as last week.
It's a shock to me. It's a shock to me. Because as I said, the last time I saw them, they was happy little kids.
And once again, charges for the mother have not been announced just yet, but she's in police custody.
See, now the question has to be, right? The question has to be, why is this happening? Why the sudden influx and increase of these chicks being so violent? Now, this just happened a week ago.
Here on Law and Crime. The name of that 12-year-old girl is not being released because she is a minor. She admitted to stabbing her 9-year-old.
What y'all know about this?
In January. This happened at the family's home in Tulsa.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry, I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Sorry. Please. I'm so sorry.
old are you?
12 years old.
Where's the knife?
I was upstairs in my room and I threw it out the window. There's something right here.
You threw it where?
I threw it out my window upstairs. Not right there. It's the room. It's the other room. It's right behind the apartment. This apartment right here.
So where would the knife be? On that side?
Right behind. Yeah. I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. It's something.
The girl's mother has said she didn't have any mental
Did
health.
y'all hear what she said?
April Lida said her daughter had ADHD but wasn't on the medication at the time of the stabbing. Now we're learning more from a dailymail.com article that April Lida, the mother of that 12-year-old,
Did y'all hear what the little girl just said?
including using methamphetamine. The Daily Mail first reported this information. Lida told the site that she quit using drugs when she found out she was pregnant with her daughter. The girl's father also used drugs and has been in and out of prison, and he also has ties to the Aryan Brotherhood. The Daily Mail also claims her stepfather tortured a cat in 2017 and had alcohol abuse issues. April Lida would not comment when we reached out to her about this, but she told the Daily Mail that she always tried to protect her children from these issues. Joining me to discuss the latest information about this case is psychotherapist Dr. Robbie Ludwig. She's also the host of the Talking Live podcast.
Did y'all hold on, stop. Did y'all hear what the little girl said? See, I'll actually be listening to these stories, man. Listen to what the little girl said, man.
The aftermath of a 12-year-old girl stabbing her 9-year-old brother to death, captured by police body camera video. New details about her family's background are coming to light after the tragic event. I'm Anjanette Levy. Welcome back to Sidebar here on Law and Crime. The name of that 12-year-old girl is not being released because she is a minor. She admitted to stabbing her 9-year-old brother Xander to death in January. This happened at the family's home in Tulsa.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry, I don't know what's happening. I'm so sorry. Please. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
How old are you?
I'm 12 years old.
Where's the knife?
I was upstairs.
Pay attention and listen what the little girl say.
You threw it where?
Out my window upstairs. Not right there. It's the room. It's the other room. It's right behind the apartment. This apartment right here.
So where would the knife be? On that side?
Right behind that. I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. It's something naughty.
Did y'all hear what she said? She said some demonic shit. We're going to get into this because I think, man, now this just happened last week. See, this goes from young girls all the way to, man, this is a spectrum. You hear me? This ain't just exclusive to black women or white women or grown women, young women, little girls. This is a thing that I've been paying attention to, man. Right? Why are these chicks becoming so violent? You hear me? I'm talking about, oh my God, man.
Person 5, a Marion County woman facing a manslaughter charge, and the death of her neighbor makes her first appearance in court. It's a case that we've been following for the past several days now. The sheriff says the deadly shooting happened following a long-time dispute between the victim and the suspect.
And tonight, authorities have released some of the 911 calls made after the shooting. West 2's Anika Hope joins us live in Ocala with those calls. Anika.
Yeah, we're still going through those calls, but here are some of those, starting with one from the suspect, Susan Lawrence, and from neighbors who called 911 moments after the shooting.
When it was screaming and yelling, and she was trying to break down my door. I didn't know what to do. I grabbed my gun and I shot at the door. We just heard a gunshot, and we see his mom laying in the grass, but nobody wants to go over there. We ain't trying to get shot. She's in front of the lady's house. She was knocking on her door. Hey, it's the old lady that always calls the cops over here.
Today in court, prosecutors asked that Susan Lawrence be held on no bond, or if she does get one, that it be significant.
And you've been charged with manslaughter with a firearm, culpable negligence, 2 counts of assault, and battery.
Thursday, the woman accused of shooting and killing a mother of 4 children through a closed door stood before a judge. Investigators say Susan Lawrence shot at A.J. Owens when Owens was knocking on her door, her 9 and 12-year-old children at her side.
The fact that she has no job and no poverty limits her paths in this community. So we're asking that please, for the time being, prevail and do Homestead.
Okay, but again, she's entitled to a bond, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. David Thomas, a professor of forensic studies and former police officer, told us Lawrence is entitled to a bond because she's not facing a murder charge.
Because it's not a light felony, because it's manslaughter. Had it been first-degree murder or sexual battery or, one of those that rises to that level.
How long have you lived in Marion County?
About 15 years. The Marion County Sheriff said that as of late, Lawrence had been calling law enforcement about disagreements between her and Owens.
Truth is, our shooter harassed the children. That's what everything we have indicates.
Thomas said those reports and interviews with the children who were there at the time will help investigators better understand the circumstances.
Oh, Lord.
Sometimes how you classify hate crime or how it just moves from like a simple assault or a simple battery is what the person says at the time that they are engaged in the incident.
Right now, no hate crime charges have been filed, but Owens' mother and attorney Ben Crump are pushing for second-degree murder.
Who?
Everything to her. And that's all been ripped away from her.
Well, I know
Benjamin Boulay Crump.
the family's standpoint, they want to make sure that she is charged to the fullest extent of the law for what she took from them.
We should learn more about what's next for Lawrence tomorrow morning.
See, this is not a race-specific thing, right? Women have become increasingly more viciously violent, specifically towards each other, right? Now, you know what I'm saying? I want to know from some of y'all ladies, man, what y'all think this is what is causing this, right? I mean, what's up with y'all? What's up with y'all chicks, man? I'm not even trying to be funny or that, man. I mean, just story after story, man. This is ridiculous.
Has been officially charged now. We're also learning that 32-year-old Lindsay Clancy was actually born and raised here in Connecticut. According to school officials and records, Lindsay Clancy, formerly Lindsay Musgrove, is from Wallingford. She graduated from Lyman Hall High School back in 2008 and Quinnipiac University in 2012. Here's what we know about the case so far. First responders arrived at the home at around 6 p.m. Tuesday after Clancy's husband called.
Oh, this is the one we just looked at. My bad, y'all.
First responders.
This is the one we already looked at. Why these girls? Listen, man. We got a lot of stories of y'all chicks killing y'all kids, man. Right? And why are these chicks offing their children, man?
Daughter were found dead last night at a home in Little Haiti. And Local 10 News reporter Trent Kelly is joining us live from there. He has a reaction from the father of the children. Trent.
Well, Janice Christie, the kids at the center of this case, just 3 and 5 years old. As you mentioned, their own father did return here to the very same home where they were murdered overnight. Their own mother now sitting in jail, accused in their deaths. The big question now among friends and family is why. A Miami mother facing murder charges, accused of tying up and killing her own 2 kids.
Your mother, how do you feel? Like, what is this, a devil in your hand?
Police arresting 41-year-old Odette Josant overnight on 2 counts of first-degree murder. They say Josant called 911 several times late yesterday, but never said why. Officers eventually responding to her apartment off Northeast 75th Street and First Avenue in Little Haiti, where she allegedly told them, quote, "Come get them. I don't want them anymore." It wasn't until investigators went inside her unit that they discovered the bodies of her 3-year-old son, Jeffrey, and 5-year-old daughter, Laura,
My Lord.
in a back bedroom. Both children pronounced dead at the scene.
My Lord.
Any idea why this happened?
Their heartbroken father at a loss for words while arriving at the scene earlier today. Along with him, he brought 2 large photos to remember his kids, their toys still laying in the lawn nearby.
There's always inside the house. They always go to school, like, normal kids.
Neighbors still in shock, now left wondering why something like this would even happen.
I seen them like a couple of days ago. I said hi to them, like I always do, give them fist bumps, but it's just sad, like still kind of like surprised.
And according to court,
My Lord, man.
history among this couple back in 2017, Josant, we're told, was arrested for battery against the children's father.
My Lord, man. And, man, having to talk about this stuff and report on this stuff, this stuff just does something to you, man. Like, you got to think to yourself, man, like what gets inside of a woman's mind, to make you want to kill your kids. This is sad, man, right? And it's a lot of things that contribute to this stuff happening. We ain't going to sit up here and just talk about it without getting to the meat and potatoes of it, man. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of factors that factor in when we talk about this stuff, right? I'm just talking about story after story, man.
This morning, facing capital murder charges. Paul was booked in jail around 11 last night. Police say 2 of her other children were rushed to a hospital with stab wounds. Well, this all happened in the town of Italy that's located off I-35, about 40 miles south of Dallas. As of now,
we already heard about this one too.
To this tragedy, but sources tell us Paul stabbed her children when a CPS worker.
I mean, this is just crazy, man. Right? Sheesh.
Yeah, we've been talking to them back and forth, and they want to make their message clear to everyone at the same time first. But we will have a sit down with them later on today. And this arrest of the suspect comes after days of public outcry for her to be put behind bars. Investigators say witnesses told them that Ajika A.J. Owens was confronting Susan Lawrence after a dispute with her children who were playing in a field next to her home. Lawrence is now accused of throwing a skate at one of the kids, and that's when AJ went next door. Investigators tell us that Lawrence then shot and killed AJ by shooting through her closed door. Originally, she was put in handcuffs and placed in a patrol car, but was let go after.
Oh no, we just got there. I thought this was something different.
Claims that she was standing.
This is what I wanted to show y'all.
Your initial appearance. Do we have appearances by counsel in Henry? Yes. Definitely, Your Honor. Christopher Salmon on behalf of the state. May I be here on a new case? You're accused of murder. 3 counts of murder in the 1st degree, class 1 felony. You're entitled to an attorney. One's going to be appointed for you. Your next court date in this matter is January 28th, 8:30 in the morning, followed by a preliminary hearing January 31st at 8:45. Hearings will be held at Superior Court Complex, downtown Phoenix. There'll be some paperwork in a moment, the date, the time, and the address. Does the state wish to be heard in this matter? Yes, Your Honor. The state is asking for a bond of $3 million cash. The basis for that request, Your Honor, is first of all, obviously the nature of the charges and the fact that there are 3 different victims in this case, all of whom are minors, and the fact that each of these charges carry the minimum sentence of life in prison. Additionally, Your Honor, we have concerns in terms of whether Ms. Henry is a flight risk. She has very minimal ties to Arizona. The information we have is that she's only lived here since June of 2018. She is not employed. Her ties are to Oklahoma, which is where she's from. Additionally, Judge, the information we have, and by her own admission, she has a history of drug addiction, specifically to methamphetamines. And my understanding is her kids have previously been removed from her home by DCS related to her drug addiction. So given all of that information, Judge, we are asking for a $3 million cash bond. Ma'am, you're under no obligation to speak here. Everything here is recorded, videotaped, could be used against you. That said, the state, as you heard, so fit to send an attorney down and make an appearance and speak in your case. So in fairness, I'm going to give you the same opportunity. Is there anything you'd like to say regarding your release conditions in this matter? You have a bond, a significant bond. It's $3 million. I'm actually going to make that a secured appearance bond of $3 million. Secured bond means you can remove the bail bondsman. They usually 10% plus some collateral. 10% in your case is still $300,000. You post that bond and get released. You'll be subject to supervision to the pretrial services agency. May not possess any weapons, no drugs, or without prescription. You're not able to post that bond. You remain in custody. Now, take you to the judge for that next hearing, which again is on the 28th. You have any questions?
How can I speak up once?
You have access to a phone in your cell. Right next to the phone are various phone numbers for bonding companies. Give them a call.
How would I be able to get money?
I'm sorry.
I don't know how I can be able to get any money. I don't have a job or anything.
Well, it's a sizable amount, I acknowledge. But if you're unable to post that bond, like I said before, you remain in custody since your next court date. I do think a sizable bond is appropriate based on the accusation against you and the nature of the charges. Anything else?
What would be the terms of the release?
I haven't heard from hearing you, man. You just speak up.
What would be the terms of the release? How does it like the bond?
No weapons, no drugs without prescription.
My Lord.
There'll be some other gentlemen who won't be able to do it. Unless you need anything else to write, sign that.
My Lord, my Lord.
This concludes the calendar. We'll go through.
My Lord, man. Just case after case after case.
Answers for the family, but we want to.
Sad, man.
There are many questions out there that we had. We all are feeling as if there is some shade or we're being left in the dark for some reason where these answers haven't been met. And so we want to get to that. But before we get to that, we need an arrest. Make no mistake about it, we do support our sheriff. But at the same time, we want him to do the job that he has promised that he would do.
Smash that like button, y'all. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man.
With an arrest. He needs probable cause. That's what he's told me. So at this time, if there are members of the press who would like to ask questions, I will be answering on behalf of the family. Certainly, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, I know you have 1,000,001 questions to ask. But right now, we just want to make sure that we send
Lance Parker, what it do, man?
To stand in solidarity on behalf of this family, these children who lost their mother in cold blood. We need answers. We need an arrest. Thank you.
This is crazy, man.
I'm sorry. The gentleman in the front is asking a question. According to the information that we've been located, I'm sorry, they didn't hear.
Y'all heard about this, man.
She never indicated that she was hallucinating, delusional, or had disordered thoughts or speech.
Definitely.
These girls is crazy, man. Why are these girls offing their children? Right? What's wrong with y'all, man? All right.
Her two children and stabbed her husband before attempting to commit suicide along Masai Lodge Road in Ongatarongai. Christine Karimi, who is admitted at Kenyatta National Hospital, is in critical condition.
This is a global thing, man.
The husband, Rogers Andere, after he came home around 2 a.m. before he escaped to look for help. Karimi is said to have locked the door before stabbing her two children, one aged 6 years and the other 2 years, to death.
Penye nimefika asubuhi tukaenda tukaona venye watoto wamefunikwa na blanketi, wamefukuka, damu imejaa kwa nyumba. Tukaona mapolisi walikuwa huko, mtu wa DCI akakuja akaangalia, watoto wakapepa na polisi wakachukuliwa. Sasa hakuna mwenye deratu wake alikuwa anatuambia ni nini kilikuwa kimehappen hiyo saa.
This is a global thing, man. This is a week ago. This happened in Kenya, in a city called Rongai. Stabbed her husband. She killed her two kids. And then when her husband came home, tried to stop her, she killed him too. Man, oh man. What is going on, man? It's crazy, man. What's going on, man?
Details emerge in the case of Utah mother Corey Richens, accused of poisoning her husband and then writing a children's book about grief for her kids after his death. I've covered a lot of crime stories over the years, many of them here at Law and Crime, and it always gets me thinking about how important it is that we all stay safe. Palm pepper spray can help you do just that. It's a small but mighty self-defense tool. Palm pepper spray shoots up to 12 feet using the strongest legal form of pepper spray available on the market.
Crazy, man.
Safe and easy. You just point and spray. And if you want to try it, you can get 10% off. Just log on to palmpepperspray.com, put in the promo code LawCrime10, and remember,
this shit got 4.86 million.
Just dial 911. I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. New details are coming to light in the case against Corey Richens. A little backstory on the case first, though. Richens is the 33-year-old Utah mom of 3 accused of poisoning her husband, 39-year-old Eric Richens, by giving him a Moscow Mule laced with large amounts of fentanyl back in March of 2022. Months after Eric Richens died, Corey wrote a children's book about grief entitled, Are You With Me? She even did an interview on a morning show about the book right before her arrest.
Psycho.
Joining us now is author of Are You With Me? Corey Richens, to share her 3 C's to helping kids cope with grief. And Corey, I want to start with your story. What happened in your personal life?
So my husband passed away unexpectedly last year. So it's March 4th was a 1-year anniversary for us. And he was 39. It completely took us all by shock. And we have 3 little boys, 10, 9, and 6. And, you know, my kids and I kind of wrote this book on the different emotions and grieving processes that we've experienced last year. And, you know, hoping that,
man,
you know, deal with this and kind of, you know, find happiness some way or another.
This case really starts back in 2015. Between then and 2017, court documents say Corey Richens bought 4 life insurance policies for her husband, totaling $2 million. Court records show that Corey had stolen money from her husband, including forging his initials to borrow $250,000. Right before Eric died, he apparently was going to tell her that he was cutting her out of his will. The two also disagreed about buying a $2 million mansion that Corey wanted to buy and flip. Police say hours after Corey poisoned Eric, she closed on that property and threw a party. According to court documents, the state and one of its witnesses, Katie Richens Benson, have been advancing the narrative that Corey attempted to poison Eric on multiple occasions. Once in Greece and then another time in February 2022 before Eric's death. But the defense claims that there isn't a single text message or document turned over in discovery to support these claims. On March 3rd, 2022, Corey Richens made Eric a Moscow Mule, which he took a couple of sips of at around 9:15 p.m. Corey then went to lay down with one of their children, according to court documents. When she returned to Eric's room around 3 a.m., that's when she claimed she found him dead. Eric's autopsy revealed he died from an overdose of fentanyl and had 5 times the amount of a lethal dose. Corey Richens is accused of poisoning him, and she faces a first-degree aggravated murder charge and multiple counts of second-degree possession of a controlled substance to distribute. Now let's get to that new information that I mentioned.
Sheesh. Brother. Man, listen, man. Right? Now, I've been paying attention to this for the last few years, man. And I've been noticing that there's been a exponential increase, like a meteoric increase, astronomical increase in the amount of women who are committing very, very violent acts. Murder. You know what I mean? I'm talking about very, very violent acts, right? And, you know, it's just something that I think we need to start discussing, man, because, you know what I mean? We getting all caught up in this whole thing to where, women just be getting slaps on the wrist when they do violent things. Their violence is to some degree coddled. It's okay when they do violent things, and how they don't get as harsh a treatment, right? But it's also to display and to put on display what is the reason, right? What is the reason that this is happening? Why are these chicks becoming so increasingly violent? Right? Oh my God, man, just story after story, man.
A community rocked after a prominent family is found dead inside their townhome. Police saying the mother shot and killed her 2 adult children before turning the gun on herself. Nick Sturdivant is following the story for us live in the newsroom. And Nick, this has left many stunned and so many questions still.
Yeah, that's right, Sheba. We're still working to figure out why Marsha Edwards allegedly killed her 2 children, Chris and Aaron, before killing herself. On the surface, things seem to be going great. In the weeks before their deaths, the family had been traveling according to their social media accounts. Authorities found their bodies while doing a welfare check at their home on Wednesday. Both Chris and Aaron were aspiring journalists with bright futures ahead. Their deaths hitting those who knew them pretty hard, even right here in this newsroom.
The sad part is that we'll never get a chance to see that star shine the brightest that it possibly could. The world will never get a chance to see that.
He definitely was excited the first time I met him, and I'm just stunned to hear and to see his face on the news when I just texted him on Friday.
Sheba, Edwards' ex-husband, is a prominent surgeon in the area. A spokesperson for him says he is still in a state of grief and shock and is making funeral arrangements.
All right, Nick.
Y'all hear about that? This was 3 years ago. I keep telling y'all, man, I've been looking at this, man, within like the past 5 years, like past 5 to 10 years, man, specifically the past 5. It's been an exponential increase, man, in the amount of violent crimes, right, that these chicks is committing, man. Right? I'm talking about this story after story, man.
Reasonable doubt. Two words that have changed everything for Kathleen Folbig. 20 years ago, she was jailed when a jury found it was beyond reasonable doubt she was guilty of smothering her 4 young children. Then, last week, Kathleen was pardoned after consideration of remarkable new scientific evidence which raised the strong possibility the babies died of natural causes. It was an extraordinary turnaround. Tara Brown has been reporting on the Folbig case for 60 Minutes for more than a decade.
Right? Now, listen to this, man. Now, I remember what the little girl said earlier, right? Now, listen to this. Lance Parker, LP, tape this.
42, now claims to have been possessed by an evil spirit that led her to commit the murders. She vaguely remembers what occurred and shared her recollection with NTV.
News of the death of 4 children was received with great pain by friends and neighbors. What made the news unbearable was the cause of death. They are said to have been killed by the very woman who gave them life. Today, she was in court to answer to murder charges facing her. She tells us the reality of her action is heavy on her.
I'm a teacher. I'm a mentor. I've never even done anything wrong that I can say I can do. So even myself, I don't believe that I can kill somebody.
She claims that her actions were not her own and that she was being controlled by evil forces. She accuses her lover of having something to do with the event that she says she fails to fully understand.
I think I know Evans, who happened to be my ex-boyfriend. I'm suspecting he's the one who caused all that. He used my body to struggle the children.
She says that the voices in her head gave her orders which she readily complied to. First to face her heartless act was her youngest 2-year-old Whitney Nyambura.
Oh my God.
As if something is telling me to kill her. And that's what I did. I struggled the girl with no match string. Then I placed her, I covered her.
Oh my Lord.
Then her 3 siblings will follow. Melody Warigia, aged 8, Willie Masharia, aged 6, and Samantha Jerry, who died at the tender age of 4.
Oh my Lord.
My ex-boyfriend, who happened to be in a couch, telling me, well done, move on, continue, finish the mission.
The contents of her letter to her eldest son told a story of a premeditated murder. She had instructed him to care for his surviving brother. Also, she had made significant burial arrangements for the 4 children, down to their wardrobe for the burial.
My Lord.
She remembers, but she says was not planned, but rather instructed.
Because I don't have a piece of land. And of course, whatever that has happened, my children has to be buried. So I don't want to bother so many people. Just request my brother, either one of them, because they're close friends of mine, to give somewhere where we can bury my children. And I told my son categorically not to engage in any dealings with Evans, who is my ex-boyfriend.
Oh my God, my Lord.
Why would someone do this? Psychologist Catherine Rashada says that Mwende is a sick woman and should be treated as such.
We would want, first of all, to do a diagnosis to understand what is the condition that has made this mother to do what she has done.
Though the case must take its natural course, there is a need for self-awareness and more need to have the society aware of mental problems and be more forthcoming to seek and offer help.
When it comes to law will see that as criminality. When it comes to religion will see that as immorality.
But notwithstanding, her case will go on with the mention scheduled for July 6th. This coming after a mental assessment to determine whether her faculties allow her to stand trial. Charity Mwangi, NTV.
See, man? Right? Demonic spirits, man. Huh? right? What would make somebody want to do something like that, want to off their children? Right? And when you start thinking about stuff like this, man, it only can get a couple responses from that, right? So, you know, the question, are women becoming more violent, is yes. Now, why is what it's all about. Flytown 614, what's good, man? My man Flytown 614 said, what up, though? Salute to the chat. Salute the Virgil. Yo, I heard the LGBTQ LMNOP put an S on the back of it now, standing for Satanist. Is that what the plus was for? What the fuck? How you? Nah, you just put me up on game. I ain't heard about that. Wow. Man, I'm gonna have to look into that, man. I'm gonna have to look into that. Sheesh. Wow. Right. Just story after story, man. You hear me? Story after story about these girls just doing just violent things, man. Right? Man. Nah, this is crazy right here, man. Then what's going on? Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane, man. I'm not surprised though, right? It's all the same stuff. It's all the same stuff, man. Now, why this want to sit up here and play like this? But I'm pretty sure the video that I'm trying to show y'all, a lot of y'all might be hip to. You hear me? Let me see if I can find. Let me see if they got it on YouTube, right? Let's see if it's on YouTube. Because this is crazy. Man, this just happened not too long ago. Oh, hold on. This is what I'm. Woman drives herself to hospital after being shot by other woman on Facebook Live. Y'all hear about this? This just recently happened, man. Did y'all know about this? I think this is it right here.
Police are investigating a shooting near 81st and Sheridan that sent one woman to the hospital. Thanks for joining us. I'm Reagan Ledbetter.
And I'm Autumn Bracy. News Zone 6's Jonathan Velasquez has the latest.
We're still waiting for an update on the victim's condition, but Tulsa police tell us that she was able to drive herself to the hospital.
Yeah, this is it.
About shooting near the 8000 block of South Joplin Avenue in the Pleasant Valley neighborhood just after 10 o'clock last night. Officers say a woman who does not live in the area was shot.
OG, what it do, man?
called 911 and officers found the scene because they say the victim dropped a family member a pin of her location through her cell phone. Right now, police say they do not have a shooting, but they do not believe it was random.
Haven't really got a reasoning why we were over here. Sounds like maybe.
Damn, man, I got the video, man, but I don't know if it's because they erased it or I don't know. Maybe some of y'all heard about this.
Actually caught by a witness across the street.
Tulsa police say that officers found several shell casings.
Oh my God, man. It ain't playing, man. Damn, I'm sorry, man. It's not playing. I don't know why it's not playing. Damn, I'm sorry, man. Y'all gotta see this, man. It ain't playing. That's crazy. All right. Let me see. Let me try this out real quick. Yeah, man. Y'all, these chicks is getting out of line. Y'all getting out of control with the violence, man. You hear me? Let me see if I can do this right here. Oh, they're gonna sit up there and delete a dude's page. They deleted his page for posting that. Okay, let's try this out right here because that was in Tulsa. This happened in Baton Rouge. So let's get this. Woman in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, drives herself to hospital after being shot by other woman on Facebook Live. Let's see. Let's see, man. Let's see if we can bring it. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick for y'all. Y'all heard about this? Right? This had to be recent. Hold on real quick, y'all. I'm about to. Damn, I can't find it, man. Right. Don't ever forget this one, though.
Right now at 5:30, a deadly and brazen shooting in Brooklyn. A woman is wanted for gunning another woman down.
Don't ever forget this one, though.
Welcome back from Dick Brad.
And I'm Christine Johnson. The shooting happened outside a Brooklyn apartment building. Police say the woman just walked up and then opened fire, and now they need to find her.
CBS 2's Dave Carlin talked with the victim's mother and is live in Crown Heights with more. Dave.
Christine and Dick, this is a shocking one, and police have not made any arrests in this case where a mom was lured to a spot on this street and then killed.
Oh, it's killing me. Y'all kill my baby.
The victim's mother, Delia Berry, has not seen this shocking video of this blonde suspect who exits a double-parked white sedan and appears both casual and determined as she walks up to her unsuspecting victim, Delia Johnson, and raises her gun. We stopped the video here just before the 42-year-old was executed with a bullet to the back of her head.
I never dreamed of losing.
I remember that, right?
She says the daughter named after herself had no enemies that her family knew of.
Her community loved her. And that's real. Delia didn't care if you was down on your luck and was hungry. She would feed you.
Here is the victim's youngest sister.
She would give you the clothes right over her back, right there and then, no matter where you was, if you needed something, she would give it to you. You did not deserve that.
Family members say Johnson was lured to the spot where she died on Franklin Avenue at Prospect Place around 9:45 Wednesday night. The apparent setup and ambush was a few blocks away from her home in this apartment building.
Right.
Johnson had been at a funeral earlier in the day, and witnesses say also at that funeral was the woman who killed her. A vigil will be held Friday night after Johnson's daughter arrives in Brooklyn from Baltimore.
I have a 17-year-old granddaughter. Her mother not here. My granddaughter signed up for the Air Force. So when she finishes school next year, that's where she's going. She's going to be somebody.
Two messages for the community from this grieving family. First, find the woman who killed Johnson. And second,
stop the violence because it's too much.
Yeah, y'all remember that? What about this?
Shooter who killed a pregnant woman and then left her body in the middle of the street.
And now Chicago police are telling us that pregnant woman was allegedly trying to rob a driver when she was shot. Just disturbing details in this story as it unfolds. CBS News' Sal Zine live at the 25th District Police Station with more about what happened here.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Very unusual and devastating circumstances surrounding this shooting. Police say that the shooter took off, leaving hundreds of dollars in cash on that victim's body. The victim, 21-year-old, 7 months pregnant, was shot multiple times after getting into a car, and police saying demanding money. We're told shots were fired both from outside of the car and from people inside of the car. In this video, you can see a big crime scene that's in near Laramie and Montana around 1 o'clock yesterday. Family and friends identifying her as 21-year-old Genesis Escobar. The shooting apparently happened near a family friend's home. They tell us they found Escobar shot in the street after hearing at least 4 gunshots.
They threw a bunch of money on top.
What does that represent in your opinion?
I don't know if she was into some kind of trouble.
Now, we do know the shooter took off in an unknown car. The woman and her unborn baby unfortunately died.
Oh, my Lord.
They are investigating, and no one is in custody. I'm reporting from the 25th District.
Y'all remember that? My Lord, man. Right? Y'all remember that? Oh, girl, the pregnant little pretty broad. I'm trying to find some footage, man. I'm trying to find something on that girl who just did that. Yeah, dude must have got his page blocked or erased for that, for posting that video, man, because, yeah, it ain't on there. You stupid, man. Yeah, but, man, yeah, they must have erased dude's page, man. This story right here must ain't getting no media coverage. Right? Nah, you good, Flight Time. It's all good, man. We ain't tripping. Right? Let me see if I can find this. Cause I think this just happened like today. Or recently here. Hold on, I think. Nah, this ain't. Was this old? Well, I ain't got no video on this, so I don't know if this is the same situation. Right? I don't know if that was old. This is old. I don't this seems like this might be recent right here though, man. You feel me? Uh-oh. Hold on, is this it? No, I don't know. I wish I had this video to show y'all, man. When I seen it, I said, dang, you hear me? But I honestly believe that oh no, is this it right here? Oh, I got it. I got it, y'all. I got it. I got it, y'all. I got it. Right? How many of y'all sit up here and seen this?
Not too bad. You aiming a gun.
Damn. Did y'all see that?
You aiming a gun.
Whoo!
I'm fight too fast. You aiming a gun.
Squeezed on her motherfucking ass.
I'm fight too fast. You aiming a gun.
Are y'all seeing this?
I'm fight too fast. You aiming a gun.
Sheesh. A female in Baton Rouge films herself being shot, then drives herself to the hospital. Y'all heard about this? Y'all seen this? Huh? OG, you see that shit?
Fight too fast. You aiming a gun.
Sheesh. Damn. That's the same shit I said, OG. I said, damn. She wasn't playing no games. Are women becoming more violent? Could be argued. Could be argued. That's wild right there, man. Man, I seen that, man. I seen this earlier today, man, and I said, wow. This happened yesterday.
Fight too fast. You aiming a gun.
Oh.
Fight too fast. You aiming a gun. Fight you aiming a gun.
Yeah.
Fight too fast. You aiming a gun.
Damn.
Fight too fast. You aiming a gun. Fight too fast. You aiming a gun.
Damn. She pulled the blicky out and ain't give a fuck who was filming. She gave no fucks. Right?
God damn. Hey, why do we just instantly result in this type of violence, this level of violence? I mean, do you have to give the hot wings like just instantly? I don't know what it is about these guns that make us think they did pull, did shot. I mean, the Punisher, Antonio Banderas, Desperado, I don't know what it is. But please just keep the guitar tucked. I mean, some things can be debated. Some things can be I don't know what it is that makes us think that do you have to give the hot wings like just instantly? I don't know what it is about these brothers that make us think they did pull, did shot.
Man, I'm pretty sure we're going to be hearing about this, man. Right? I'm pretty sure we are going to be hearing about that. Right? I'm talking about pull the blicky out and bump that bitch. See, listen. And this is what that whole pull up shit is all about, man. Y'all chicks, a lot of chicks have taken on this whole masculine energy, right? A lot of chicks have taken on masculine energy, which is really feminine energy as well. It's masculine when women do it, but it's feminine when men do it. Because when men respond like that, they're responding like a woman out of emotions. But when a woman do it, it's the same thing, right? But from a different perspective, from a, you know, it's not masculine when a woman do it per se. But you know what I'm saying? It's both the end result of the same product. 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure when you come from a very emotional, or let me back this up. When you react to things emotionally, and extreme emotion, right? Like in a lot of these situations we went through tonight, that's going to be the product of being raised more than likely. And I don't want to be one of these guys because I'm not, but I got to be honest with y'all. This is the results of people being raised by single mothers, right? And I guarantee you, if we was to look into the background of the chick who pulled the trigger and the chick who got shot, I guarantee you they were not raised with their fathers in their lives. And I say that to say because that's where that balance comes in, teach you how to get control of your emotions, right? And this whole thing of pulling up, send me the Addy, all this recording everything on live. You feel me? All of this, I'm gonna come to your house, whatever, bitch, I'm about to pull up right now type shit. Like, come on with that, man. HR 1955, man, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorist Prevention Act. This is ideologically based violence. Y'all have to know that when I got to the meat and potatoes of this conversation, this is where I was going to bring it to. This is not a live stream about pointing the finger at women for being violent for whatever reason they're choosing to be violent. This is not the sole purpose of this. I want y'all to realize that, like I said, I'm a real live content creator. I'm a journalist, man. And we got to use certain skills, certain techniques in order to bring and shed light on a situation that is the bigger picture behind the surface, what we being shown and what we're talking about. Is violence amongst women increasing? Yes. Are all of these acts of violence that we have put on display tonight very, very sickening and very diabolical and very evil? Yes. Right? Are these women who are the perpetrators of these crimes, are they guilty? Yes. Is there many things out of their control that probably contributed to these things happening? I would say yes. Right? But more often than not, as we see, these type of crimes are committed by willingly witting participants. Like I always tell y'all, in the case with the lady from Africa or the or any situation with the white girl out of there, out of Arizona, right? Any situation where a mother offs her children, any situation where a mother deletes her children. Let's be clear about that. That is demonic. We ain't gonna waste no time with it. We ain't gonna play with it. We ain't gonna act like it's something that it's not. There's no rational reason why anybody would murder their children. There's no rational reason for that. You cannot rationalize it. But when you think about the agendas against our children and the powers behind it, we can only surmise that when it comes to these situations, LSD, Lucifer, Satan, the devil is definitely involved. Right? So let's not make no mistake about that. You hear me? So with that being said, is violence amongst women increasing? Yes. The thing is, why? Why? Why is it increasing? Now, we can sit up here and go on a whole tirade and down a wormhole, down a rabbit hole about why it's happening and what's the reasons and causings for it. But that's not what I'm focusing on, because like I said, we can go on tangents after tangent after tangent concerning just that right there. And we wouldn't be wrong, right? We could say it's LSD, which is more than likely, 9 times out of 10 it is. We could say it's due to stress from being single parents and having to, all of these things, 9 times out of 10 are done by choice. Understand, ladies, you choose to be a single mother outside of the situation where your child's father or children's fathers or father was, for some reason, lost his life due to a dis-ease or due to some violence that was out of his control, like a car accident, or he was lost his life as a result of performing his job, or some freak accident, right? 9 times out of 10, you're a single mother by choice. You choose to be a single mother. So with that being said, any excuse of it's too hard and pressure, whatever, I don't want to hear that shit. That shit goes in one ear and out the other, and I ain't trying to hear it. I'm not going to hear it. Matter of fact, I don't give a damn, right? Like the girl in Phoenix, Arizona, the little white girl who deleted all 3 of her children, as she is she is a raging meth head, right? And when you're taking drugs like methamphetamine, it creates a frequential energetic situation going on inside of you to allow for demons to preside over you. And that is a choice, right? So, you know what I mean? Yeah, we ain't gonna do that. We don't, like I said, we don't do victimhood over here. We're gonna call a spade, and we're gonna say what it is. You hear me? Nothing short of demonic possession, right? And I ain't even gonna say possession, because I'm gonna say demonic supervision. Because remember what I always tell y'all, right? When it comes to such things. Right? Can't go wrong with your Carmex, man. You hear me? Can't go wrong with the Carmex, right? Just like all of these chicks, everybody got Blicky, everybody got the John, everybody got a Roscoe, everybody got a pistol. And during the pandemic, this was at one of the, I mean, you know, if you do your research into this, man, this is one of the hugest spikes in firearm purchase in history in America was during the past 2-3 years. Right? Now think about when I talk to y'all about HR 1955, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorist Prevention Act. Right? Think about that, y'all. Think about when I talk to y'all about the HR 1955, man. Right? The Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorist Prevention Act. Right? I'm talking about, man, that right there blew me when I saw that. I said, damn. My baby girl wasn't playing no games. Right? So think about when I talk to y'all about HR 1955. Yeah, I'm down for, hold on. Woman jumps off rooftop with her children in her arms. Wow. This is just crazy, man. God damn it, man. When this happened like a month ago? Damn, man, this is crazy. This was 2000, January 10th, 2021. Damn.
You know, guys, right now, I could be in the office working in the cubicle. Right now,
This ain't it. Hold on, let me go to YouTube real quick, y'all. See about this, man. Yeah, it was 2021 OG. Damn. January 10th, 2021, New York City. Woman jumps from building with children in her arms. Oh, damn, I ain't seen nothing on it. Damn. Mm. Crazy, man. Damn, I see the story, but I ain't seeing no videos. That's what I'm looking for, a video. Oh, here we go.
In with new developments in that tragic story of a tourist in Manhattan. Authorities say a woman visiting from Colorado fell from the roof of a hotel in Midtown last night.
And now the woman's boyfriend under arrest. There are still many questions.
Oh, that's ain't it.
Eyewitness.
That ain't it. That's something different. I'm trying to find a video on this. I can't find no videos on it, man. Let's go here. Yeah, this is crazy, man. Yeah, there ain't no videos on this. I'm gonna go to YouTube real quick again, man. I ain't seeing no videos on it, man. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, man. So, you know what I mean? Hold on real quick. I'm pretty sure it got to be a video of this on here. No, they ain't got no, damn. They ain't got no, they ain't got no stories on that. They ain't got no video on that. Yeah, man. Yeah, they ain't got no videos on that, OG, man. The Mexican chick that dismembered her son and went to another state, like, yeah. We talked about that not too long ago. Right? What about this though?
All a senseless tragedy. A small memorial is growing just down the driveway from this home. We're told several children jumped out of the second-story window to escape, and several neighbors told us that they are heartbroken and in shock. Something like this could happen so close to home.
I just don't know who would do that to their kids.
Well, the investigation into a fire at this home on Woodland Drive is ongoing. Paulding County residents are trying to process the tragic loss of 3 children who were inside at the time and died, allegedly, at the hands of the person who was supposed to protect them.
Yourself like things like that are going to happen.
Paulding County authorities say they received a call about the fire and a domestic disturbance at the home just after 9 o'clock Friday. They were told at the same time flames were growing inside the home. 40-year-old Darlene Brister was trying to stab the children.
I can't even imagine. I've got 8 kids, and I mean, kids get on your nerves and stuff like that, but you just don't do stuff. I mean, it's just the unimaginable situation.
Residents David and Robin Zerby recalled the chaotic scene just down the street from their home.
We thought they were searching for someone. We wish it was just searching for someone and not the news we found out this morning.
Another neighbor told Fox 5 they witnessed other residents trying to help some of the kids out of the home while others jumped.
And then this Paulding County mother charged with murdering 3 of her own children. Another story that's got a lot of folks just really heartbroken here. Investigators say Darlene Brister tried to stab her children, then set her house on fire. Just minutes ago, she faced a judge for the first time. The judge denied bond. Now we're hearing from Brister's husband, as Fox 5's Caitlin Pratt reports. He says his wife was suffering from depression.
What's going through my head is, it's so much, this just so much.
How do you process the unthinkable? Ricky Brister set to bury his 3 youngest children as his wife sits in jail.
My Lord.
In their killings.
She was hurt. She lost it.
Paulding County investigators received a call about a fire at Brister's home on Wynwood Drive late Friday. When crews arrived, they found a 9-month-old and 3-year-old dead. Medics rushed their 5, 9, and 11-year-olds to the hospital. The 5-year-old didn't survive. The 2 eldest, 14 and 16, were not hurt. Their mother, Darlene, say police, was trying to stab all 7 kids as the flame spread. Brister says his wife was battling depression. He's focusing on moving past the horror and on the health of his 4 surviving children, while trying to help find them a new home.
I'm a Christian man and I do have Christian values. My message is a message of compassion for everyone. And there's nothing else that's going to help us get past this.
Caitlin Pratt, Fox 5 News.
Man.
She said he told her he didn't have one and had not seen Kira all day, but would come over right away. She also called 911. When police arrived.
My Lord. Oh my God, man. Sheesh. Y'all remember that?
Made a disturbing discovery while responding to a 911 call in Parkside today.
Oh, here we go right here.
After jumping from an apartment window on the 1500 block of North 52nd Street. Inside the apartment, officers found her 2-year-old and 4-year-old daughters suffering from severe facial trauma. They were both rushed to the hospital, listed in critical condition at this hour. The mother, who is in stable condition, is being held as a prisoner by police, we're told. No further details have been released.
Sheesh.
Disturbing discovery while responding to a 911 call in Parkside today. A woman was injured after jumping from an apartment window on the 1500 block of North 52nd Street. Inside the apartment, officers found her 2-year-old and 4-year-old daughters suffering from severe facial trauma. They were both rushed to the hospital, listed in critical condition at this hour. The mother, who is in stable condition, is being held as a prisoner by police, we're told. No further details have been released.
Man, what's going on? Crazy. Yeah, man. The violence is getting crazier and crazier, man. It's crazy, right? And it's like story after story, y'all, man. You hear me? And it's to the point to where it's now. It's just like, God damn, man. It's like an epidemic, right? Right? Now think about when I talk to y'all about HR 1955, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorist Prevention Act. Right? Violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, right? Ideologically based violence. And I'm sitting here trying to, man. Yeah, that white lady about to get trimmed, man. That white lady, man, they ain't about to sit up there and this is making too much news right here, man. That lady in Florida, they killed that lady, shooting through her door. She was fucking with that lady's kids.
In Marion County, Florida, Billy Woods, he did post this video on social media announcing. Oh, Sheriff Billy Woods.
I wanted to come to you tonight to give you an update on the homicide that occurred over the weekend. Tonight, we have arrested 58-year-old Susan Lorenz for the killing of Miss A.J. And my detectives have been working around the clock since this happened, sifting through evidence and interviewing witnesses. Now, I said this at the beginning. We want the same thing as Miss Owens' family, and that's justice. Now, here's the thing about justice. She's on her own time. Not my time, the prosecutor's time, even a mob seeking, well, what they think is justice. And I understand that in these situations like this, emotions run high, and it's understandable. In fact, I want to thank all of you that have sent me messages, sent me emails, texted me, and encouraging the arrest, because it shows that you care about a fellow human being. Now, many of you were struggling to understand why there was not an immediate arrest. Well, as I partially explained in the beginning, the laws here in the state of Florida are clear. Now, I may not like them. I may not agree with them. But however, those laws I will follow. And I will ensure. And sometimes when we do these investigations of cases of this level, rushing into making an arrest is not the right thing to do sometimes. In fact, it could probably cause complications or cause errors. Because we want to ensure that what we present, that justice is served all the way through the courts, and that the individual gets what they deserve. And that's one of the things my detective did an investigation without getting all sides of a story. And that night, all we had was one person's story.
Oh, God. I'm about to go use the restroom, y'all. I want y'all to listen to this. Right?
The eyes, witnesses.
Listen to this real quick. I'll be right back. I got another story for y'all's ass, man. I don't know if y'all even heard about this.
By maintaining the integrity of the case and leaving no stone unturned. Throughout this tragic event, we have been working very closely with Mrs. Owens' family. And right now, that family needs your prayer.
That's crazy, man. This lady, man.
The justice we have all been seeking has been served. The peace for them is still a ways down the road. Now, some of you have been asking me about the Stand Your Ground law. Personally, I think it's a great law, designed to help Floridians to defend themselves and keep themselves safe. However, it does not apply in all situations, and this situation is a prime example of when it was not justified. It was simply a killing. Lastly, I want to thank all of my detectives for their hard work, because they do this in every case that is brought before them.
That's crazy, y'all. That lady needs to be held to the fullest extent of the law. Now, what y'all know about this? Now, this just happened 10 days ago in Maryland.
They both appeared in a Prince George's County courtroom this afternoon at 1:15 p.m. Eastern. Of course, following this very closely here on Live Now from Fox, as authorities say a mother and her daughter have been charged in connection with murdering the family's grandmother. Police have charged 44-year-old Candace Craig with first and second degree murder. Her 19-year-old daughter is also charged with accessory after the fact. Let's take you out to some remarks here, live, raw, and unfiltered on Live Now from Fox.
Yeah, what can you say as far as what happened here? On this part of it, was it said that all of the victims
So the victim and we believe that the victim and the two defendants were all connected to the house in some way. Obviously, they were all related. And today, the two defendants were held without bond in this case.
And, do we know how she actually died at this point?
At this point, that is still under investigation. The ME is involved, and hopefully we'll have a cause of death shortly.
Is that something that can be determined with the body that mutilated, or is that?
You know, with the extent of the injuries, with the dismemberment, it is going to be very difficult. You know, I think that the ME's office will do their best to give us a cause and manner of death. But in this case,
y'all know about this?
I have ever seen or experienced here in the county.
Jeez.
I mean, say it's disturbing is an understatement. It's horrifying. The allegations contained in the statement of charges is just heartbreaking. One of the things that I wanted to mention is that this is Elder Abuse Awareness Month. And it's important, I think, to note in this case that someone related to our victim was concerned enough about her whereabouts that they reached out to do a welfare check. And the Prince George's County Police Department is a wonderful resource, as well as all of our municipal departments. They do these welfare checks because of someone caring enough to reach out, because our department was doing its job. We uncovered a horrific crime. And so our job now is to ensure that our victim gets justice, and that is what we're going to do. Jeff Garth, who's the chief of our Special Victims and Family Violence Unit, I'm going to ask her to come up and talk a little bit about, you know, some of the facts as we provided in court today for those of you who weren't there. Jeff?
Good afternoon. As the state's attorney said, you know, somebody did come forward and contacted the police department and asked the police to do a welfare check. At the time that the officer arrived at the home, they were allowed to enter the home by one of the residents. In the basement, they uncovered the putrefying remains of the decedent in this case. They locked down the scene, they went and got a search warrant. And what they uncovered was, as the state's attorney said, one of the most disturbing crimes I think that this county has seen, at least, you know, in recent times. It looks like there was some sort of a disagreement between Ms. Craig and her mother, the decedent. Sounds like at that time she opted to take the life of her mother. And then after that, she and her daughter dismembered the body, I believe using a chainsaw. Attempted to dispose of the parts of the body using fire on a grill and in a bonfire, according to the investigation so far.
Dang.
In the case that's still under investigation, we do anticipate that we'll have additional facts that we develop along the way. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them.
Is there any guesses that how long she may have been died before the police followed?
I don't know. There is some indication that the fire department was called out on May 27th to investigate one of the fires that was being used to dispose of the body parts. But further than that, I can't say.
So it'll be still this week.
Yes.
And I mean, obviously, we've kind of gotten to recognize you a little bit because you've been involved in some pretty gruesome cases.
Unfortunately, so.
Yeah, some pretty unfortunate stuff. And up there, you kind of talked about how this is one of the worst that you've ever seen.
Yes.
More context out here.
Sure. Well, you know, I talk a lot about domestic violence, and often it's in the context of intimate partner violence, but family violence is, you know, just as much a part of domestic violence. And in many ways, we're talking about people who, you know, they are supposed to be protecting one another, caring for one another.
Goddamn, man.
Parents, as they get older, it's our duty as children to protect our parents. It's certainly our duty to not murder them and then to dispose of them in such a gruesome way. When I think about this case, I think about how hard it is to actually dismember a human body. I mean, some people have difficulty, you know, even cooking food, dealing with things like raw chicken. And when you're thinking about a body and then burning it, it just, it's very hard for me to think about, especially when you're talking about somebody who gave birth to you, who raised you.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I think the state may never know how exactly she was.
You know, as the state's attorney said, our medical examiner's office is going to do everything that they can do. It is possible that some of the evidence was destroyed, that we may need to determine the exact, way that she was taken from us. But I think it's safe to say that this case will be ruled a homicide.
Any update on the knife that was on the floor and then was back?
I don't have any particular details. I do know the search warrant was executed. They collected many different tools, and they'll be tested for DNA and for blood as well.
We heard from Judge.
Sheesh.
I mean, absolutely. On so many different levels. The fact that this was a mother, I don't believe I've had a case where a mother was killed by a daughter.
Damn.
And I certainly don't believe I've ever seen a case where a mother was not only killed by her daughter, but dismembered by her daughter and her granddaughter. So just the thought of people who are in your lineage, people who are supposed to be carrying on your legacy, being a part of your demise is almost unbelievable. And then not only the death, but the dismemberment of the body being found in multiple bags, decaying in a home.
My bad, y'all.
I'm at a loss.
Would it be slightly different? So, maybe that's like trash bags, gym bags, like.
The information I have is that they were plastic bags, but I don't know the size at this time.
Some sort of trash bag.
I would imagine.
Was this home the grandmother's home?
Yes.
That's big on it a little.
This is crazy, man. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. So, right? The question, title of tonight's show: are women becoming more violent? Clearly. Now, a lot of this stuff happened within the past month. More specifically, in the past 2 weeks. Why? Remember what I always tell y'all when it comes to situations like this. Why? First 2 questions we should always ask: why and cui bono? Why did it happen, and who benefits from it happening? Who benefits from us believing what we're being told about what happened? Right? So you got this girl and her mama off they grid. Not only did the lady delete her mother, she went and got her 19-year-old daughter, and they dismembered the lady. And in an attempt to get rid of evidence, they set it on fire. But we're caught in the process. Now, that is demonic. You hear me? I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. You know what I mean? I'm not about to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not about to make something sit. No, it's demonic. It's very demonic. Right? You gotta understand, for you to be able to sit there, right, and use a chainsaw to cut your own mama up, that's crazy, right? Let me just tell you this: the Most High would never tell you to do anything like that. If you was to ever have a conversation with the Most High, He would never tell you to do that to your mother, because then that would make Him a liar, because He the one that said, "Honor thy father and thy mother, so that all of your days would be long within the earth," or whatever, right? See, that would be a straight contradiction, right? So if you ever hear a voice in your head telling you to do something to your parents as far as deleting them, that is LSD all day, every day. Don't make no mistakes about it. Don't get it twisted or don't get it fucked up, man. Right? Listen, man. I'm speechless at this one, man. Like, I don't even have any words, you know? This just happened 10 days ago in Maryland. Hold on. All right. So this is like right outside, or this is basically Washington, D.C. Oh, okay. So this is basically D.C. Right? This is basically D.C. You hear me? Basically. You know what I mean? It's basically DC, man. You hear me? It's crazy, man. Absolutely insane, man. It's crazy, man. Wow, like I'm speechless. Man, I mean, I don't even, like I said, I don't even got no words, man. Right? Only thing that I can say to stuff like that, y'all, is that's LSD all day. What y'all think about that, man? Y'all hear about this? Y'all know about this? Put a number 11 in the chat. Put a number 11 in the chat if you are aware of this. This is crazy, man. And my whole thing is this, right? What could a mother do to deserve being deleted in such a fashion? That's the number one question. Like, what could you do as a mother to cause your daughter and granddaughter to do this to you? It's so many questions, man. I'm just sitting up here like, I'm shocked at this one. At the level of evil that's involved with it, and also how recent this happened. And I ain't heard nothing about this until I just was doing some scrolling on YouTube. I don't remember hearing about this on TV, seeing it anywhere, or none of that. How many of y'all are aware of this story out of Washington, D.C., basically? This just happened 10 days ago. Or are y'all just like me and we getting put up on game right now as we speak? Right? Because what I was doing was I was trying to find the video of the chick who dismembered her kid, the Mexican chick. But I came across this, and this literally just happened 10 days ago, basically in Washington, D.C. It's crazy, man. This is insane. So the question is violence amongst women increasing? Yes. course it is. Very obvious. Like I say, the main two questions is why and cui bono. Why is it happening and who benefits from it happening? Right? So, you know what I'm saying, man? We about to get up out of here, y'all, man. You dig? It's been a beautiful evening tonight, man. I appreciate everybody coming out, tapping in, walking with me. You know what I'm saying? As we dissect and discuss, you know what I mean? This very sensitive situation. You feel me? You know, you know, Prince George's County ain't so much DC, but, you know, it's like the surrounding area, so to speak. You know what I mean? Let's just say it's the surrounding area. You feel me? Like the outskirts, if you would. Right? But this is getting out of control. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's something that we definitely need to discuss and talk about, because as it becomes increasingly more of a frequent thing, we got to keep in mind that lots of these chicks who's committing these acts of violence are presiding over children if they don't off them. You know what I mean? And I ain't even trying to be laughing or fun, because it's not funny at all, man. Right? So I just, you know, it's just something I've been noticing, man. Right? And, it seems like as the time goes by, it gets exponentially, increasingly more and more severe and intense. You got women who are literally deleting their entire families, man. I'm talking about often all of their children. Like, what would make a mother set the house on fire and try to stab all of her children in an attempt to, you know, get them all up through? You did? It's crazy to me, man. It's absolutely insane. Right? Man, it's sad too, man. Don't think that I get any pleasure out of covering this stuff, man, because I definitely don't. I don't get any type of pleasure out of this, man. You know, I think it's very sad, to be honest. You know, personally, I think it's very sad.
Down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
All right. I think it's a very sad situation. You know, I think that it's a very unfortunate situation. You know, and it just goes to show, you know what I mean, how much influence LSD is having right now. You feel me? Right? It's a very sad thing, y'all, man. Tap in, walk with us. You already know what it is. E&E Fridays. We getting straight to it. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother King Els, y'all know how we do it, man. We got a lot of interesting stuff to talk about tomorrow. You feel me? We're going to listen to some more E&E classic music, up-to-date current music. You know what I'm talking about? And y'all know what it is, how we do it on Fridays, man. You know what I mean? You know, that last story, that's kind of raw right there. That last one up out of that old Washington, D.C. area, man, Prince George's County, man. That's kind of crazy right there. I ain't gonna lie, that one threw me for a loop right there. I ain't know nothing about that. I ain't heard nothing about that. And just so recently. Such a brutal and gruesome story. You know what I'm talking about? Dismemberment. Like, come on, man. That's straight. That's straight LSD right there, man. You know, there's nothing normal about one killing somebody outside of defending your life, but to dismember them too and try to set them on fire. Oh my God. Mm. Yeah, OG, man. Like I'm sitting over here, I'm like, wait, kind of like, wow. Like, I'm almost at a loss for words, man. You know, that's crazy, man. I ain't heard nothing about this story. That's ill, right? 10 days ago, Prince George's County in Virginia or Maryland, right outside of DC. Absolutely insane, man. Right? We gotta start looking into why our women or why women are becoming increasingly more violent. You hear me? Violent radicalization, homegrown terror. I keep telling y'all where all this stuff is going, man. If y'all not able to connect the dots on this stuff and put it all together, man, you know what I'm talking about? Sad, man. Hey, thank y'all for coming out tonight, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share it on your social engineering. Tell everybody to come tap in with us, man. I appreciate y'all, man. You already know tomorrow night, E&E Fridays, we getting straight to it, man. You know what I mean? We ain't changing up. We ain't switching up. I ain't gonna lie, we definitely is about to switch up and change up some things here. You know what I'm saying? But we still gonna bring you all this raw ass content. You know what I'm saying? Good looking out, OG. You feel me? My man Uncle Diggity said hormones in the food. Yeah. I keep telling y'all, man, listen, this is part of the Ouroboros agenda. Look at how much on every level we are being made to consume ourselves. Pay attention to me when I say that, y'all. On every level, on every aspect that you can think about it in this reality, we are being made to consume ourselves. Man, y'all better pay attention, man. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on, man. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on, man. You hear me? Yes, they are, man. Through the food we eating, water we drinking. You hear me? I'm talking about all of that, man. You feel me? All these chemicals they putting in the food, plus the drugs. You know, the drugs ain't, y'all know chicks is on more psychotropic drugs now than ever in American history, specifically black women. Right? Big drugs. But we ought to get up out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for coming out, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page, smash that like button. You know what I'm talking about? Share your social engineer, man. We're gonna get to it tomorrow. You know how it is. E&E Fridays, we getting straight to it. Tap in, walk with us. And I feel like it's only right, even on a ladies' night, to leave off with this song, man. You hear me?
Hey, that's the facts. What up, Stack? I got my man Mr. Guarantee on the track and everything. Mr. Guarantee. Yeah. We bringing this message to you fake little niggas. Gotta wake these niggas up, man. All y'all out there spreading their lies and falling victim to this propaganda. Niggas believe it. Bitch. Talk to these niggas. Niggas be surrounding me daily. So I can't surround them like my name was nominated.
surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, table up, time to wake them up. Niggas be surrounding me daily. So I surround them like my name was Alvin Hayes. Niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, wake them up, time to wake them up. I set the alarm, wake you up from the slumber. With an airy fake woke niggas, y'all done some dumb ass. Use what people don't pay any attention. Now let's be immediately be the victim of history.
A lot of times these woke niggas be really sleep. Shit, the price on a nigga's life is extra real cheap. Only the real for my niggas, we all own it. We made a living eating these rappers, nigga, bon appetit.
Yeah, me and my brethren be down for the cause. We gotta come together and tear down all these borders and illusory fault lines like racism and bring light to the woke, just like the Baptist.
The congregation spoke. These niggas ain't who they claim to be. A bunch of Peter pop off. Niggas really be lame to me. Anytime you at war, it's gonna be casualties. The more we come together, it's easy to beat the enemies.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So my dance around them like my name was Alvin Hayes. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake them up, time to wake them up.
Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So my dance around them like my name was Alvin Hayes. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily.
Alarm clock, wake them up, time to wake them up. Alarm clock to the woke. Time to wake them up. The main initiative should be to get your cake up. You wave riding niggas need life jackets to stay afloat. Meanwhile, I'm blowing on gas straight from the Ivory Coast.
In every post I be hitting y'all with them straight facts. Grid is now here. We got a face down. Are they coming with microchips and vaccinations? Fake old niggas perpetuating indoctrination.
Fuck this pandemic. This was a damn gimmick. Niggas will believe that their mom died if she's still living. Open your eyes, nigga. You can see the lies, nigga. We gotta stop letting the blind lead the blind, nigga.
And that's the biggest fact, bitch. You better tell your ones listen in the 23rd game. It's gonna be hell, niggas. So fuck AOC and her new green deal. I'm Neo in this bitch. Who want they red pill?